a deity named Jizzo from Lake Usio that protects the spirits of the deceased children and the homeless spirits as they build rocks, statues, so that they can get to the new afterlife. Whoa. He patrols the riverbank with his shoes wear out, so people bring him new shoes. But they also bring food and water and toys for the children. And yeah, he patrols at night especially to protect against malevolent demons that try and knock over the poor dead children and spirits. Statues, rock statues, and that's rude. And so rude. Even humans help make these statues because they don't trust Jizzo to protect them enough, so they try and make their own little statues to help out the poor dead children. Yeah, that's Jizzo. He's doing his job.
Same old Jizzo.
Same old Jizzo. Of a entity, not even a deity or like something like that. It's like an evil thing. It's called a kappa, and it has a beaked mouth with scaly skin and a tortoise shell, and it's got a bald head, like not a bald head, but a bold head. Like it's like
a little,
it's
literal ball.
It's like
on
encaved
his
in.
head.
It's like encaved in.
Like no brain.
Like no brain. And there's like a liquid in there, a magical liquid that gives him strength and supernatural abilities. And he tries to drown children and women. So that's how it's going for them. There's only 2 ways to defeat a kappa, and that is to bow to a kappa and greeting, because he's Japanese, so he's got to bow back. Direct quotes. So he bows over and the liquid splashes out, and then he's powerless.
Yes.
Okay. Ah! Oh, my strength! You have to feed him his favorite vegetable, which is a cucumber. That's how you tame a kappa.
Please, don't kill me.
It's not a cucumber! It's not a cucumber! Oh, spooky.
Oh, my turn. Back in the mysterious legends of Japan, there was this psychic teller named Kokao. She was a beautiful servant at a young age, was a really poor family. When she turned 21, she started getting these psychic, supernatural issues, as they thought. She went ahead and started throwing up blood just like a normal day, every Tuesday day, normal for her. Then she never ate. Never ate. She ate little bit of food, but she was the strongest person in the village. She could carry literally a car if they were invented back then, let me tell you. But when she started getting older, she wanted to be more within her spirituals. So she decided something out of the blue to stop pooping and peeing.
What
like
was
that's
that?
just natural.
What?
She inflated like no other day, and she asked herself why. But this actually brought her into some supernatural powers. She was actually healing people. As she started getting older, she went ahead and went 40 days without pooping and peeing and cured half her village of illnesses that were occurring during that time. Police were upset with these issues. They were not liking this super unnatural happening under the thing, so they put her in jail. 7 days in jail. Who are you?
Not nice.
She did still not poop. They did the most. They even gave her sweet potato. And you know how they're high in fiber. I still don't. How she didn't even go. She went 7 days in the jail. Every time she prayed, wind chimes and little cute noises would go throughout the jail, through everyone's cell, every time she prayed, as if some mystical magic was happening. When she left, the whole village welcomed her around the city to welcome her in her first parent home. Everyone brought bottles of clear containers, everything to hold her holy water that she provided to the village. Everyone was around her when she was praying. And guess what? The people that actually believed and needed her water were turning into a glittery gold colorful rose. But the people that wanted to expose her like a fake, they didn't get anything. They got near death because they were not getting anything because they did not believe in the Holy Spirit that she was providing.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Here you are.
So, I have a story for you guys. It's about mummies.
Bro.
Yeah. So, this story, it's not about like normal mummies like you might think, like Egyptian mummies coming back to life. No. No such thing.
No bandages.
No bandages. Actually, this guy was found fully clothed in his yellow, red, and golden robes. Monk robes. This guy was, his name was Tetsumonkey. He was a monk who lived on the mountain of Gasan. And he performed the practice of celibacy and meditation and starvation. It was a way of purification.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you think about it. But
No cukes.
no, yep. So he at first, like the starvation practice, like it goes in steps. Like first he refused meat altogether, and then he refused veggies. No more cukes.
No cucumbers.
No cukes. So then he stopped having grains, like slowly. Like he'd have a cup and then half a cup and then one piece. So slowly he withered away. And then he walked out wandering the mountain to find his holy place. And his holy place was a little cave-like place, like underneath the ground. There was not even enough room to stand, and he used a piece of bamboo for air. And he would sit in this holy place until he was just sitting there, like in a fetal position, like rocking, like whispering songs to himself and ringing a bell. Ding, 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 until he died.
With a smile.
With a smile on his face.
Dude, that's so creepy.
Yeah, like his body was taken out of the ground, put in the Churangi temple. His body is literally fully clothed in his monk attire with the gold robes and stuff, and he literally has a smile on his dehydrated dead face. And his spirit haunts the temple and has ever since. It's said that he was the cause, his spirit was the cause of a nun's death recently. One monk, a living monk, said that he's claimed to have seen the spirit of Tetsumonkey roam the temple grounds and was the cause of a nun's death.
That's not nice.
It's not nice.
Tell us the story. The other story.
About the persimmons, yeah! The persimmon story!
Please.
You want to hear about the persimmon story?
Yeah.
I like the persimmon story! Yeah!
Persimmons are a kind of fruit. That's besides the point.
They kind of look like little pumpkin tomatoes.
Yeah, orange tomatoes. And apparently they taste like honey. But the story of the persimmon tree goes back a little farther than just a tree. It's not just any tree. It begins with a samurai man named Ishi. Ishi lost his father when he was a young lad, and he practiced sword fighting until he was skillful enough to chase after his father's murderer.
So have you done your taxes?
When he was strong enough, he went out to find him and was slain. He was never successful in his mission. He failed miserably. And his sons chased after the guy, but were also slain. Ishi's body was found. He was buried under
The persimmon tree!
the persimmon tree, which in turn sucked the nutrients from his body and ate his soul. Naturally, the tree began to grow hair.
Naturally.
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 And hence the tree, the persimmon tree, is known for bad luck. If you are to try to find it, you shall never do so, or you'll face terrible tragedies.
You'll die within a month.
If you do find it, you will die within a month.
Oh. So
Either from illness or from a car accident or something.
I don't even like persimmons. I don't even like persimmons. I don't even like them.
Okay. There is a story about back in the day Japan and a thing known as your ki. The ki is your inner superpower, where it's a process of meditation and modern science. People believe that if you meditated long enough and hard enough and you believed in science and you studied really, really hard, you could grow up to be a superhero, because they thought that if you were able to meditate and control your electromagnetic field, you would be able to control your inner powers, which could be floating or flying. Or moving things, or reading people's minds, knowing when they're gonna die. And for a long time, for 20 years in Japan, they kept this a secret because they didn't want everybody to know what powers they could have. But as time went on, they realized that they wanted to expose this to be able to get privileges if it was recognized as like an actual like religion. And so people would get benefits from it as well as the superpowers that they got. Ooh. But there was this mystic creature named Masaki, who actually was very well known for the superpowers that he had. Like, he had a bottle of sake that was endlessly refilled with alcohol for a year and a half. He could pour it constantly and it wouldn't run out. He was also known because he claims that he grew a pearl out of his mouth, like a clam. And Masaki was an extremely powerful mystic, along with other mystics who later went on to teach in actual academies, and people from all over the world came to Japan just to learn what their inner superpower is. And that was crazy, because now people in Japan have superpowers. So basically, Japanese people have superpowers and we don't. Ooh.